Hello everyone, I'm the Noobist, you're watching the Noobist Colony. I apologize for being AFK for the last week or so. I've been battling the flu along with a sinus infection, trying to get over that. Let me just touch on, before I get into things, where this channel's going. Many of you know that I used to post a lot of World of Warcraft videos back in the day. I had since quit that game about a year and a half ago. Moved on to League of Legends and StarCraft, but you know, over the last year and a half, I've had a chance to play the MOBA type games, Defense of the Ancients type stuff, and I enjoy it a lot. But my real passion, I find, is lying in MMOs. There's that social aspect as well. So anyway, I want to say thank you to all the people that were only watching my channel because of the League of Legends, but I think I'm going to be moving further and further away from that. Maybe the occasional game will get posted or match or play or something, but that's not going to be the focus of the channel. The focus is actually going to be on Star Wars: The Old Republic. Absolutely love this game. And you guys can look forward to that. I'm sure that this video will draw people for that reason. And without further ado, I'm going to share with everybody a free credit guide. I know that there's a bunch of jackasses out there that charge, you know, $30-40 for stupid guides on how to make credits and how to make money and level your professions and level the game in the game and everything like that. And it's just foolish. Common sense, especially with experience in MMOs, tells you that anybody can make credits easily. I myself am a biochem with bioanalysis and diplomacy. You can see I'm at level 280, so I can make some of the mid-range to high-end implants and stims like that. And really, I just want to touch on the basics first, without going into my specific crafting. First and foremost, tip number one, since there is a cap to how many auctions you can put up on the Galactic trade network, you should roll 2 alts. And keep in mind, a lot of people think like, oh, I have to get to level 10 to get off the planet in order to get to the Galactic Trade Network. Not true. They can be level 1 or level 2, however long it takes you to get to that, you know, through that opening area to the ship. You can go straight to the ship and just hop off and go to the Viking space station. And then you can start posting on your alts too, which gives you, with three characters, it gives you 150 auctions to post, which, yes, can be a little bit strenuous in terms of checking your auctions every now and then, and reposting and things like that, but it pays off in the long run. Tip number 2 is going to be to cover as much of the market as possible. One toon I have designated strictly for biochem stuff. The other one I have for greens, things that I pick up along the way while I'm questing, like bracers and armor and things like that. The other one that I have is all materials and blues and purples that I find along the way. I just started finding purples, and they yield quite a lot of money. So keep in mind that you're going to want to utilize those 3 characters and try and separate them as much as possible so that you can control what goes where and have a better idea of where to send things and who has what posted and stuff like that. And that goes with, really, like one character for crafting allows me to strictly post all the crafting stuff. So what I do is, because there are no mods in the game right now, I've been keeping a notebook with, like, okay, I made X amount of implants, and I'm going to post 1 of each kind for 1 day. And then after 1 day, if I sell 1, I'll replenish the one that sold, things like that. It's really, at this stage of the game, it's really easy to make money, and a little bit of extra effort goes a long way. As you can see, I don't have too much money right now, 118 on this character. This is just one. The other characters that I have quite a bit more money to play with, talking about 200,000-300,000 credits on each of those. So anyway, and this is actually after 4 days. It's really easy to make money right now with the game having just launched last week. I guess the next thing that I want to talk about is how to actually use this Imperial Galactic Trade Network window. What I find the best thing to do is with greens is to just, I'll give you an example. So we'll go to sell, and I'll just grab what, I don't even know if I have any bind on equip. Well, whatever, I'll just use this physician med kit or med unit that I made. So the best thing to do is to drop it into, actually you want to go to the buy window and you want to go look it up. So what you do is just quickly go to consumable, healing, and then search, and then arrange by price, and then in here you can type like the first part of it, so physician, and there are none on the auction house right now. And actually this is one that sells quite a bit because it's a pretty cheap, it's a pretty inexpensive med kit to make. But anyway, without getting sidetracked, that's how I would look when I'm posting up, like implants and things like that, so that I can undercut my competitors. Do know that at this stage of the game, you're going to be undercut by a lot of people, and that's fine, because here's why. The majority of people are only concerned with leveling up their professions or their crew skills, right? People are like, oh man, I'm going to make 10 of these to level up, and then I'm going to post them on the auction house. What they aren't concerned with so much, and in fact on this server that I'm on, I have not had any real competition yet. What they're mostly concerned with is like a quick sale, so they'll like basically use the suggested price on implants, so whatever, like 1,200 credits, instead of jacking it up to like 3,000 or 4,000 or maybe 5 or whatever. And they'll just sell through it quick, and they won't replenish because they don't care about the money, they just care about leveling up. That's the majority of people. If you're interested in making money, right now is the time, because there's very few competitors out there, at least on this server, Davix Estate that I play on, or other ones in general. People are really just focused on learning or leveling up and selling through their stuff. So I don't really care if I get undercut. It's no big deal because there's no market share here, and what that means is if you post an item, you're not actually going to lose any money. The only way that you'll get money taken is the money taken that it costs to put up is if you sell the item. In games like World of Warcraft, you lost the money regardless, and things like that. There was a market share. It's really nice, so capitalize on that as much as possible. And what I mean is, make sure you're, however many characters you have, you're maxing out the auctions that you can every day. Meaning, like if you have 3 characters, post 150 items. If you have to put, like, I don't know if you noticed, I had some green armor on here, and this is my character for the crew skill stuff. So if you have to, just try not to do it as much. Try and just max out your auctions by posting up greens or whatever on whatever character you have to, and if you don't have enough to fill it up on one particular set of items. Anyway, I'm rambling on. I don't really have too much else, I guess, at this point, other than a lot of the guides, the leveling guides you're going to see online that are free. They're not, I'm not talking about like how to make money or whatever. I'm talking about like how to get your biochem from 1 to 400 quickly. That stuff's cool and all, but what they aren't allowing you to do is make money. And if you look, just for example, one of the guides that I found suggested that I make implants instead of, say, so it suggested that I made a stim pack. So we'll look at the first one, which would be the Field Tech Forge Stim. So look at this. It costs 2 symbiotes, 4 cell cultures, and 1 hypo syringe. But if you look at the base, the base implants, it actually doesn't cost too terribly much more in terms of materials. You're talking about hallucinogenic compounds, 4 genetic anomalies, 2, and then a hypo syringe. Whereas if you want to make a hyperneural, you're talking about 4, 2, and 1, and these are only like 10 credits each, I want to say, maybe 50. So realistically, you can sell these. I've been selling the hyperneural systems for anywhere between 3 and 5K. and it allows me to buy whatever gear I want and then also make a profit on the side. So and whatever, I mean, I've got all the mounts and everything for the level 1 speeder and stuff like that, so it doesn't matter. I mean, I basically just get to buy whatever I want, just crafting those and selling them. But what I do is I make a list, so I'll make sure that I go and revisit these tiers and things like that. So I'll make the hyperneurals, I'll make the bioreceptive, and I'll make the 2 tiers of optoelectronics as well, because that's what I have right now. I'll also make some med packs and things like that for I try to cover as much of the market as possible. Other guides are just going to tell you like how to level quickly, but they're not going to teach you the items that are actually going to pull in the money. In my experience, those stim packs and consumable stuff, people don't buy. It's mostly the items. So if you're biochem, make the implants. If you're power tech, make the mods or whatever. I don't really know what the other professions make, to be honest. I'm kind of a noob like that. But also another thing to consider is to make those alts. Give them slicing and level them up to level 10, and you can send them on missions and shit. Get them their first companion, and you can send them on missions, and that'll pay for the auction fees and just be extra money. And what you can do is log out, and every time you switch to a different alt to post auctions or collect money, you can just send your companion on another mission, and sure, it'll only be like 2,000 credits here and there, but it'll add up, and if you're doing that enough, it could be quite a large chunk of change. I'm really rambling now, and I don't really know where to go with this, other than I just wanted to point out some quick and easy tips on how to make money in SWTOR right now. I've been gone for a while, so this is the first of many. I'm going to post another video following up with some more specifics, and then I'll also be posting a biochem leveling guide for those that want to level fast, and then another one for those that want to make money along the way. I'll also be posting a keybinding tutorial for PvP. As you can see, I've got some modifiers and stuff going on. I just started rebinding this morning. I'll also be talking about Sith Assassin spec and where that all goes. So, okay, well, that's it. Happy holidays, everybody, and farewell.